Next idiom is he tends to shoot from the hip in meetings. This phrase means to speak or act impulsively, without prior thought. It originates from Old West gunfighters quickly firing from the hip without aiming. This vividly captures the idea of spontaneous, uncalculated action. For example, the new manager often shoots from the hip, making decisions without consulting his team. This shows impulsive action. Also, during the debate, she had to shoot from the hip when asked an unexpected question. Here, it signifies quick, unscripted adaptation. It implies both a lack of forethought and quick-wittedness.
Shoot from the hip means acting spontaneously. Speak off the cuff is similar, specific to speaking without preparation. Act on impulse describes making decisions from sudden feelings. Shoot from the hip emphasizes direct, uncalculated delivery. Use off the cuff for verbal spontaneity, on impulse for general impulsive actions. In summary, to shoot from the hip means speaking or acting impulsively, without much prior thought. Originating from quick-draw gunfighters, it suggests spontaneous responses. It can imply a lack of strategy or quick thinking under pressure. If someone shoots from the hip, they're likely sharing their thoughts immediately. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Next idiom is the company created a spin-off to focus on new products. This phrase describes when a larger organization establishes a new, independent company from its existing operations. The new entity, the spin-off, typically focuses on a specific product line, service, or market niche that the parent company believes will thrive better with dedicated management and resources. The term emerged in business and finance during the 20th century, particularly in American corporations, referring to the strategic process of spinning off a division to create a separate, focused venture. It's a common strategy for innovation and market expansion. Let's look at how spin-off is used in context. In our first example, the tech giant decided to create a spin-off for its burgeoning AI research division. The company saw an opportunity for its AI research to grow faster and more efficiently as an independent entity, free from the complexities of the larger parent company. They believe this new company can innovate more rapidly. Our second example illustrates a slightly different scenario. Faced with declining sales, the publishing house spun off its digital content unit into a new company. Here, the publishing house might be isolating a specific profitable or growth-oriented part of its business to protect it or give it a fresh start, while the parent company manages its other challenges. Both examples show how a spin-off can be a strategic move for focused growth or restructuring.
While spin-off creates a new, independent company from existing assets, a subsidiary is a company controlled by another, which remains under the parent's direct influence, not necessarily newly created. A spin-off, however, aims for independence. Divestiture is selling off part of a company. While it can result in a spin-off, it often means selling to an existing third party. Use spin-off to emphasize the creation of a new, separate corporate entity focused on market independence. To recap, the company created a spin-off to focus on new products describes a strategic move where a larger company forms a new, independent entity from its existing operations. This spin-off operates with greater autonomy and focus, often on specific products or markets, fostering innovation and efficiency. Originating from 20th century corporate strategy, it's a powerful business tool for adaptation and growth. Next time you hear about a company launching a new venture from within, you'll know a spin-off is taking shape. Use this term to enhance your professional vocabulary. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Next idiom is, we're in a sticky situation with the client. This phrase perfectly captures a moment when you find yourself in a difficult or awkward predicament that is hard to escape from, much like something physically sticky that's tough to remove. Its origin is quite intuitive, drawing on the literal sense of sticky things being hard to get rid of or separate from. This figurative use became popular in the 20th century English, reflecting how certain problems can cling to you. Let's see how we can use this idiom in everyday conversation. Imagine this. After the system crashed, we were in a sticky situation trying to meet the project deadline. Here, the unexpected crash created a problem that was difficult to resolve quickly, putting the team in a tight spot to deliver on time. Now, consider another scenario. Negotiations with the landlord turned sour, leaving us in a sticky situation regarding our lease. This example illustrates a personal dilemma where a disagreement with the landlord makes the lease agreement tricky and hard to navigate. In both cases, the sticky situation implies a problem that is complicated, unpleasant, and not easily untangled, much like trying to get rid of gum on your shoe.
For alternatives to a sticky situation, consider in a tight spot or between a rock and a hard place. In a tight spot means a difficult predicament with limited options, similar to being sticky. Between a rock and a hard place is stronger, implying two equally undesirable choices with no easy escape. Sticky situation focuses on difficulty of resolution, tight spot on immediate pressure, and between a rock and a hard place on a tough dilemma. Select the best fit for your specific predicament. To sum up, we're in a sticky situation with the client vividly describes a difficult, awkward, or troublesome predicament that is hard to escape. Its origin draws from the literal sense of sticky things being hard to remove. This idiom is perfect when you feel trapped or bogged down by a problem, whether it's a project deadline, a tricky negotiation, or an unexpected challenge. So next time you face a tough problem, use this phrase to express your predicament clearly. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Next idiom is the contract includes a sunset clause. This phrase refers to a specific provision in a legal document or agreement. Essentially, a sunset clause means that the contract or a particular part of it will automatically expire or terminate after a set period or upon a certain condition. The origin of this term, appearing in legal and legislative contexts in the 1970s, beautifully captures the essence. Just as the sun sets at the end of the day, so too does the agreement reach its natural end. It's a clever and vivid metaphor for expiration. Let's explore this with a couple of examples. Our first example is, the software licensing agreement had a sunset clause, meaning it would automatically expire after 5 years unless renewed. Here, the sunset clause provides a clear end date for the agreement, preventing it from continuing indefinitely. Now consider our second example. Legislators debated adding a sunset clause to the new tax cut, ensuring its effects would be reviewed and potentially ended after a decade. In this context, the sunset clause isn't about a contract between individuals, but about government policy. It ensures that a law or regulation isn't permanent, allowing for reassessment and potential termination in the future. Both examples show how this clause acts as an automatic expiration date.
While sunset clause is quite specific, there are similar expressions. Expiration clause is a very direct synonym, simply stating when something ends. Termination clause is broader. It describes conditions under which a contract can be ended, which might include mutual agreement, breach, or even a specified date, like a sunset clause. You use expiration clause when you are talking about a natural, predefined end. Termination clause is more general for any way a contract might end. Sunset clause specifically emphasizes the automatic, time-bound nature of the expiry, often in legal or policy documents. To sum up, the contract includes a sunset clause means there is a provision causing an agreement or law to automatically expire on a set date or condition. Originating from the legal world, it vividly evokes the image of something fading away as the sun sets. Remember, it's a built-in end date, preventing indefinite continuation. This idiom is incredibly useful in business, law, and politics for discussing temporary agreements or policies. Keep an eye out for sunset clauses in the real world to solidify your understanding. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Next idiom is merging the companies created great synergy. This phrase describes a situation where combining two or more entities, like companies, produces a beneficial outcome greater than the sum of their individual parts. The term synergy itself comes from ancient Greek roots, meaning working together. It highlights the powerful, often unexpected benefits that arise when different strengths and resources are harmoniously integrated, leading to enhanced overall performance and innovation. It's a fundamental concept in business and collaboration. Let's look at how synergy plays out in practice with a couple of examples. First, consider the new marketing team, with its diverse skills, achieved great synergy, boosting sales significantly. Here, the different skills of individual team members didn't just add up, they multiplied, creating a far greater impact on sales than if each member worked alone. Our second example is, by combining their artistic talents, the two designers created a masterpiece, demonstrating true synergy. This highlights how artistic collaboration can lead to an outcome that transcends what either designer could have achieved independently. Both examples illustrate the power of effective collaboration where the whole truly becomes greater than the sum of its parts.
When discussing effective collaboration, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts is a philosophy closely aligned with synergy. It explicitly states the core idea that combined efforts yield superior results. Another related expression is a united front. While a united front emphasizes solidarity and common purpose in the face of opposition, it often implies a synergistic effect, as combined strength is usually more effective. You might use synergy when focusing on the outcome of combined effort, whereas a united front stresses the act of combining for a shared goal. To recap, merging the companies created great synergy, highlights the powerful effect of entities working together to achieve results far beyond what they could individually. Derived from Greek roots meaning working together, synergy emphasizes that collaboration often leads to amplified outcomes. Remember, when you see disparate elements combining to create something truly exceptional, you are witnessing synergy in action. Look for opportunities to create synergy in your own projects and collaborations to maximize potential. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Next idiom is investors had to take a haircut during the restructuring. This vivid phrase means to accept a financial loss, typically a reduction in the value of investments or debt, often when it's not entirely voluntary. Think of it as having something trimmed or cut back. While the exact historical roots are a bit fuzzy, the expression gained prominence in financial markets during the mid-20th century. It likely emerged from the vivid imagery of reducing something, much like a barber reduces the length of hair. It captures the essence of an imposed financial reduction quite well. Let's explore this idiom with some practical examples. First, consider this scenario. After the company declared bankruptcy, bondholders had to take a haircut, receiving only 70% of their original investment back. Here, taking a haircut clearly indicates the bondholders suffered a direct financial loss, getting less money than they initially invested due to the company's insolvency. Our second example expands on the usage. In a highly competitive market, sellers often have to take a haircut on their asking price to close a deal quickly. This shows the idiom isn't limited to large-scale financial defaults. It applies to any situation where a seller or investor accepts a lower than desired amount to finalize a transaction, whether it's selling a house or an asset. Both examples highlight accepting a reduction in expected value.
Now, let's look at some similar expressions. Cut 1's losses also implies dealing with a financial downturn, but it often suggests a proactive decision to minimize further damage rather than an imposed reduction. For instance, you might cut your losses by selling a declining stock. Another phrase, suffer a reduction, is a more formal and general term for experiencing a decrease in something, whether it's value, salary, or benefits. Take a haircut, however, specifically conveys a financial loss, usually in a context of investments, loans, or restructuring, often implying a somewhat involuntary or negotiated decrease. To recap, to take a haircut vividly describes accepting a financial loss, often a reduction in value, especially in situations like debt restructuring or investment adjustments. Originating from financial jargon, it metaphorically likens the reduction of value to the trimming of hair. Remember, it usually implies a significant, often unwelcome decrease in what was expected. So, the next time you hear about investors or companies facing tough financial decisions, you'll know exactly what it means if they take a haircut. Keep practicing this idiom to make it a natural part of your English vocabulary. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Next idiom is, can you take the minutes for today's meeting? This means to officially record the discussions and decisions made during a meeting. The term minutes comes from 16th century Latin minuta scriptura, meaning small writing or rough notes. It evolved into the formal, summarized record of proceedings for clear documentation. Let's see it in action. Sarah volunteered to take the minutes to ensure key decisions were documented. Here, she's recording official discussion. Or, could someone please take the minutes so we have a clear record of our action items? Both show minutes provide essential accountability and clarity for meeting outcomes.
Similar expressions like to document the meeting or to keep a record are broader. Take the minutes specifically means preparing the official, structured summary of decisions and discussions. This implies a formal, designated responsibility, whereas other phrases might cover less formal note-taking or material archiving. In summary, can you take the minutes? Asks for a formal recording of a meeting's key points and decisions. This historical practice is vital for clear communication and accountability. Use this idiom to ensure important details are officially noted and preserved, making your meetings more efficient and trackable moving forward. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Next idiom is, it was touch and go whether the deal would succeed. This expression describes an extremely uncertain situation where the outcome could go either way, often implying a narrow escape. Its origin is from the 17th century nautical language, referring to a ship's keel barely touching the seabed without running aground, highlighting a precarious moment. Let's see touch and go in action. First, the surgery was touch and go for a few hours, but he's recovering well now. This shows a critical medical situation. Second, it was touch and go whether the team would win the championship until the final whistle. Victory was in doubt until the very last moment. Both examples highlight how this idiom captures high suspense and unpredictable results.
Similar expressions include hang in the balance and on a knife edge. Hang in the balance conveys uncertainty. Touch and go often emphasizes a narrowly avoided negative outcome. On a knife edge implies extreme precariousness. Each captures slightly different shades of critical uncertainty. In summary, Touch and go describes situations with highly uncertain outcomes, where success or failure hangs precariously. Remember its nautical roots, evoking delicate navigation. It's a vivid way to express a close call or critical doubt. Keep practicing this useful idiom. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Next idiom is that startup became a unicorn after the funding round. This means a privately held startup company achieved a valuation exceeding $1 billion, usually after securing significant investment. The term unicorn was coined in 2013 by venture capitalist Aileen Lee, highlighting the rarity and magical value of such successful companies. Our first example, their innovative tech firm became a unicorn last year, completely transforming the industry, shows a company's direct achievement of this status. In the second example, after the latest Series C funding round, the biotech company officially became a unicorn, attracting immense investor interest. We see how a specific event, like a funding round, is often the pivotal trigger for reaching this coveted billion-dollar valuation. It emphasizes a key milestone in a company's growth journey.
While billion-dollar startup directly states the valuation, unicorn adds a layer of awe, emphasizing the company's rarity and exceptional growth. Highly successful startup is more general, describing any successful venture. Use unicorn specifically when you want to highlight the magical billion-dollar valuation milestone. To recap, that startup became a unicorn. After the funding round, means a company reached a spectacular billion-dollar valuation, often following a major investment. This term vividly captures the magic and extreme value of such rare companies in the competitive business world. Keep an ear out for this exciting term in financial news. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Next idiom is the salesperson tried to upsell me a premium package. This means persuading a customer to buy a more expensive item or upgrade. Upsell originated in mid-20th century American sales. It combines up for higher value and sell for transaction, moving customers to a premium offering. Let's use it. I just wanted a basic phone, but the attendant tried to upsell me to the unlimited data plan. Here, the attendant pushed for a pricier service. Another, restaurants often try to upsell appetizers or desserts. In both, upsell describes encouraging a customer to spend more by choosing an upgraded version or adding extra items, a common sales tactic.
While upsell targets a pricier version of a product, cross-sell sells related but different items. Suggest an upgrade is general. Use upsell for the tactic of moving a customer to a higher price tier or enhanced version. In summary, upsell means persuading a customer to buy a more expensive item or upgrade. This sales term describes situations where we're encouraged to spend more for better features. Use it to recognize commercial tactics and make informed choices, clarifying daily interactions. I'll see you next time with another great expression.